First thing you need to do is to cut your chicken up into manageable sized pieces. I've trimmed off some of the skin, making it not so fatty. So that to one side. Over here I've got a couple of litres of water which I've added into all the carcass of the chicken. I've done a mirror pie of vegetables, just lightly chop them up. Carrot, onion and celery, a bay leaf and some parsley stalks. We're going to let this simmer away. That's going to be the stock that we're going to use. We're going to use a couple of sticks of celery for this recipe, and I want to just take that stringy outer edge off. And then all we're going to do is just roughly slice it up. I've got 2 cloves of garlic which I'm going to roughly chop. Add a touch of salt. I'm going to mash this into like a paste. Just release all those beautiful smells and the oil. Just pop that to one side. Got 4 shallots here which I'm going to cut into quarters. This recipe requires some lardons which we normally use. I've got some bacon here. We are in lockdown so I didn't have any, so I'm just going to cut these into, again, manageable sized pieces. So about 4 rashers of bacon there. Just pop that to one side. I'm using 2 apples which I've peeled. I just want to take the core out and then cut them into wedges. Remove that end piece there where the stalk is. Pop them in some water with just a touch of lemon juice so they don't go brown. Okay, so let's go over all the ingredients you will need for this recipe. I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to use our chicken. That's our chicken that we prepared earlier. That's the legs, the whole body, the whole bird. The carcass has been used for the stock, which is a beautiful chicken stock. That's our chicken stock there. We're going to use that. 4 shallots just cut up roughly. We've got a couple of ribs of celery which has been roughly cut. I'm going to use about 4 or 5 sprigs of beautiful lemon thyme. We've got a couple of cloves of garlic which has already been minced. A little bit of salt just to get that oil out. We've got some bacon here. We should be using lardons, but I didn't have any because we are in lockdown. I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons of Irish whiskey. You can use brandy if you want. That's all I had on hand. About 2 tablespoons of flour. That's going to be our thickening agent. We've got a couple of apples here which I've cut and cored and sliced into wedges. And we are going to be adding some double cream towards the end. A little bit of salt and pepper just to season the chicken. And I have patted this chicken dry. We're ready to cook this off now. Just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom. Okay, now it's time to start frying off our chicken. Okay, so we've got a bit of colour now. We're going to turn it over. Okay, so the chicken is now nice and golden brown. I'm going to remove it from the pan. Now I am going to remove this fat from the pan. Add the shallots and celery and cook for a couple of minutes along with the bacon. Just going to put my whiskey in now, a couple of tablespoons. And that's going to get all that fond off. You want to cook this out now so that alcohol reduces slightly. It smells amazing. And now we're going to toss in the flour, 2 tablespoons of flour. You want to cook this out on a medium-high heat till you get that rawness out of the flour. As you can see, all that fond has come off, all that flavour from the bottom of the pan's come off. It actually smells absolutely delicious right now. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of chicken stock. We may add more later. And I know I did make a big pot of stock, but I'm using that for other things as well. And you can use it for soups and so on. So give that a bit of a stir. Toss in the quartered apples. Then we're going to add our chicken plus all the juices back into the casserole dish. 5 sprigs of lemon thyme. Just fold that in. Once the lid is on, you're going to place this into an oven, 180 degrees for about 30 minutes. So it's had 30 minutes in the oven with the lid on. I'm going to put a couple of cups of thickened cream into this. Give it a bit of a stir around. Now this needs to go back into the oven for another 30 minutes, uncovered. I'm going to serve mine with some mashed potato. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, a touch of pepper, a knob of butter. I'm going to mash that through. Just a touch of cream. Sprinkle a little bit of parsley. And also with the mashed potato, some nutmeg is really good. Finished off with an egg yolk. Beautiful. So my French casserole has come out of the oven. I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of parsley over the top to give it a little bit of colour. Thank you so much for watching the Chef Mooney channel. I hope you give this recipe a try. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me the thumbs up, and I will see you next time. So we're going to give this a try. Beautiful chicken cooked to perfection. A lovely soft velvety mash. This is absolutely delicious, guys. It's absolutely delicious.